Yeah, I can't lie, bro, because men usually don't work because we want money, or we want prestige, or we want resources. Men work for the community. Yeah, the most the gratification we get is when the community around us gets better, not necessarily storing wealth for ourselves. If you can be able to do something and benefits everyone around you in your circle, like your friends, your nini, that's the highest gratification that you can get, and you're more joyous in working, doing such work, than you are doing any other work. Yeah, so I would understand your need, to kubamba mse, kubamba madem, so that it can give you gratification. I would understand that. But today, this day and age, we are at a point whereby that the society is not inaitwaje, is not appreciative of men. And now sasa hii ndio inaleta the whole imbalance, unaona. The society in itself that is not appreciative of efforts brought in by men in their work, in doing the work that they do. Now unapata sasa the only appreciation you get maybe is from women. But now the problem with this is that it can be very deceiving, because maybe ako hapo ku appreciate because she wants something from you, which is very, very dangerous. So you should work for yourself. The gratification that you should want is knowing that you're doing something, knowing that you're working diligently, you're doing something. Jifanyie hiyo kazi. Do that work to build yourself. Build yourself up so that the community around you can get uplifted by you building yourself up, not uplifting your surrounding, thinking that you are building yourself up. Hope you guys understand Kenya jaribu kusema. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. Yeah? Try as much as possible that when you're doing something, yeah, the biggest beneficiary in that thing that you're doing is you. Yeah, you do that thing for yourself, not necessarily for others. Ka unasoma, yeah, don't do it for your parents, don't do it for anyone else, just do it for yourself. Yeah, even if it's a circumstantial thing that hiyo kitu umelandia hapo na uko unataka. Yeah, find a way venye itakubenefit wewe directly first of all, so that you can give it your all and you can be at ease when you're doing it. You can have joy when you're doing it, yeah, without complaining. You will do it without complaining and all that. No. But when you find yourself that you uko vexed every time you're doing something, ubambiki na job yako, ubambiki na chuo, maybe ubambiki na kitu yote unadu, most often than not, it's not uplifting you, it's not uplifting yourself. Yeah, ndio money matters. Money ina make sense. Kama kuna do inaingia ina make sense, juu hiyo do pia inaku benefit in some way. But do si kila kitu. Unapata do poa, na in real sense you're only doing it for the money. Don't do it for the money, do it for yourself. Because pia hiyo si sustainable. You have to look for sustainable things. Yani to do ways in a sustainable manner. Yani it's for the long haul, not for the short term. Because what do you think? Ukipatiwa like $100 million right now, what will you do with it? There's only so much and so little that you can do. Sahi unataka hiyo do sana ati uende out, uende nini, but in essence you don't really need that cash. You don't really need all that money. And that's why I'm telling you, don't work for money. It's retrogressive. Haitakujenga. Unaona? Work for yourself, work for your development, for your growth, for your own building up. This goes out there to the men. And women are very keen, wako na antenna yao iko very high for men who are working for themselves, for men who are building up for themselves. Women can tell u mwanaume anakaa ako serious, mwanaume. Now they go for those guys But where don't fall for the trap, don't fall for the snares. Build yourself, create a firm foundation for yourself first. Yeah, and this is I think I talked about this in an early episode. Yeah, when you're growing up, when you're young, when you're just been born, yeah, you don't know anything, yeah, and because you don't know anything, you have to be put into a group first of all, for this group to condition you, teach you, and nurture you. And this first group is your family. So this first group conditions you, teaches you, and to develop yourself. As you grow older, when you're in your teenage years, you now start interacting with your peers, with teachers, with all sorts of kind of people, yeah. And this is an expansion of this group. Now you get to learn more, you get to interact with the others out there, and you get to form your own. So you're free to like choose your friends amongst your peers, yeah. So you formulate your own cocoon, your own group, yeah. Now you've like developed from the group that you were given to a group that you have chosen, yeah, a group that you yourself handpicked and are involved in, sindio? But now when you become older, when you become a young adult or an adult, you're supposed now to disassociate from all these groups and become an individual, because you haven't had the time to interact with yourself as an individual. You had to be put in all these groups, you had to put yourself in this other group so that you can be able to understand yourself more, you can be able to understand the surroundings more, you can be able to get into sync with the universe in per se, you get. But now it comes a time that you have to disassociate from all these groups, from the family, from your friend group, you get, and from all this entanglement, first of all, so that you can deal with yourself individually first. You can work towards building yourself as an individual first, yeah. Then when you've been able to like work on yourself individually and to build a foundation for yourself, now this is when now you build your own group, yeah. You cannot be able to build your group, you cannot be able to start a family, to start a business, to start anything, if you yourself have not built yourself enough. You have not put in time for yourself, have not like work on yourself. So, and this working on yourself, you have to do it yourself, you have to do it alone. Like literally, you have to get yourself out of all those groups, out of your family, out of your friend group, out of your you should out of all that noise and seclude yourself peke yako. And this is a hack, this is how to make yourself strong, yeah. And focus on yourself, focus on building yourself, have conversations with yourself, yeah. Have audible conversation with yourself, like have literal monologues where you talk to yourself out loud. This will help a lot in building yourself, building your character, and setting your principles for yourself first of all, so that you can be able to extend now this to others. Because if you yourself haven't worked on yourself enough, there's no way, there's nothing you can give. If you don't have, there's nothing you can give. And this is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. You have to get yourself off the radar and work on yourself diligently. And work and work and work. Make sure what you're working on is working on yourself. Like whatever you're doing, do it for yourself, not for others. Because when you start doing things for others, you're working against yourself most of the time. Because huku nje bro, kila msa ako solo. Huku nje, even your parents themselves don't care about you. Literally, they may want the best for you, but they don't care enough to like support you in what you want. Because most of the time they don't understand you like that. They don't understand what you want. Because you yourself, you're in a position that you do not know what you want. So that's why I'm telling you, work on yourself enough so that you can be able to fulfill yourself first before you start trying to fulfill others. And this is something that I think we should all learn when tukiwa young, because when you're older, kwanza in the event that already uko na mkidi and you've not built yourself enough, you've not been working on yourself enough, unapata you destroy the child thinking that you're doing the best for him. Unapata mzazi anaambia mtoi, I'm doing all this for you, naenda ako so frustrated because things are not going well for himself, and it brings the frustration to the kid, and this is very dangerous by them. But this is what destroys kids. Unapata msee anakuja hapo amekupatia frustration, ndio mtoi ameenda huko nje amemake mistake, labda ameenda akavunja dirisha ya msee ama nini, and then wewe unampoaria down all your frustration, the frustration that wewe mwenyewe you cannot you have not been able to make something for yourself. Now sasa unataka ku pour out this frustration on your kid because now he or she is dependent on you and bringing more stress to you. So this is why I'm an advocate of working on yourself first before you start building anything. Be it business, be it a family, be it anything you want to build. Bro, you have to work on yourself first. Okay, now we can move on from that. I think we've gotten the main key points. I hope wateule mnakaa rada. I hope sijiongeleshi. I hope this message is being passed very clearly, because inauma my guy, inauma, but we can move on from that. We can move on.
Kushikwa na corona unakufa, nagopa